Your Excellency the President, Your Excellency Sir, this state ceremony is convened pursuant to Article 115 of the Constitution for the purpose of according presidential assent to two National Assembly bills. The first bill to be presented for your assent is the Conflict of Interest Bill, National Assembly Bill number 12 of 2023. This bill marks a watershed moment in Kenya's legal and institutional architecture on governance and accountability, and is a much-needed boost in the war against corruption. The second bill awaiting Your Excellency's assent is the Social Protection Bill, National Assembly Bill number 12 of 2025. The bill's primary objective is to establish a framework for administering non-contributory social protection interventions and to create the National Board for Social Protection, among other related purposes.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another episode. Maze tumekuwa away for a very long time, but worry no more because we are back with amazing political content. We want to see what is happening in our country right now. So just before I talk about whatever I want to discuss today, I want to put this on notice that if Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga will make a mistake of removing Edwin Sifuna as the SG of ODM, then that is the end of ODM party uko Saidia Western. Simply because right now we all know that Edwin Sifuna and Babu Owino are the only engines remaining in that party. The rest walikufa kitambo na they have no idea of vile ground inasema. So these two people, they are the engine yenye bado inafanya kazi right now in ODM. And as we all know, we have seen Raila Amolo Odinga defending Sifuna several times kwa public, akisema kwamba Sifuna ni mouthpiece ya ODM. So whatever Sifuna says, Baba says. So that's it yenye ilikuwa jana, but today I want us to discuss very fast these two landmark bills that Ruto signed into law today. Guys, if we remember very well, this is not the first time such bills are being signed in our country, but hizi vitu zinaikuangwa tu pale kutupumbaza akili. So today Ruto signed two bills. One, the Social Protection Bill of 2025, and two, the Conflict of Interest Bill 2023, that now imeletwa back to 2025 just to curb some loopholes. Now, I want us to first quickly look at the Social Protection Bill 2025. Inamaanisha nini na ni nini exactly tunafaa kwa tunapata pale. You see, I was going through this bill and it's not different from what I used to know, because the Social Protection Bill 2025 expands cash transfer and welfare programs for vulnerable Kenyans, including elderly persons, yani watu wazee, then people with several disabilities, orphans and vulnerable children, na kitu ya muhimu sana yenye ameongeza hapa hivi ni low income households in extreme poverty. So if we look at the first 3 points, elderly persons, kumbuka during the reign of former 4th president of the Republic of Kenya, 4th president of the Republic of Kenya, Mheshimiwa Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, elderly were being they had their own fund. So it's not something different, but the problem is when I remember when I took my grandma kuendea hizi pesa zao, kulikuwa na ile favorism, and most of time these funds only worked in different parts of in a certain part of this country, sawa, in certain county. So haikukuwa all over, but right now since the bill has been passed, it aims to bring inclusivity in every tribe, every country, every county here in Kenya. So such bills, mimi naona hata hatunge waste time kungoja, because the bill was suggested by the one and only PA wa Ruto, Ichungwa, the majority leader at the National Assembly. So when we look at the second point, people with disability, tumekuwa na hii fund, tumekuwa na fund ya watu ambao ni disabled, but the problem is, you see, writing these things down looks neat, but implementing them, now comes the problem. If such a bill or such a project or a program will now make these people have a voice in our society, then it means it's something beneficial to the Kenyans, sindio? But when it comes to a point where now these disabled people with living with disabilities wanakuwa represented na watu wengine wenye ambao hata hawana ideologies mzuri now, then inamaanisha that this is a flopping bill. Then we have orphans and vulnerable children. Of course, in Kenya or in the entire world, we can't have a country penye hakuna orphans. Orphans must be there, right? Orphans must be there. So if we have this bill and it clearly outlines what is supposed to be done, then it means that it's going to be of benefit to Kenyans. Then we have the last part of which, this is where now I want us to really focus on low income household and people living in extreme poverty. You see, as Kenyans, this is a good thing. This means, how I understand it is that when there will be a fund for these people living in extreme poverty. This is how I understand it. So when such a program or such a bill is passed, and let's hope it's not a way of stealing Kenyans' money into their own pockets, because we are used to lies. We have seen William Samoei Ruto lying, literally lying in public. Not once, not twice. So when such a bill is passed and it's aimed to really strengthen or change the life of people in Kenya, especially those people highlighted here, then I will support it. But when it comes to a point that now this bill is the one that oppressing them, then I think ground haichange, barabara hazijapotea, ziko pale pale. As responsible Kenyans, we will march kwa streets demanding reforms, and that is exactly what we will do. Now, let us quickly move to the second bill, the conflict of interest bill. So this bill seeks to curb corruption by, one, bringing the public officials from participating in government decisions whereby they have personal and family interests. So now, if this thing is going to work, I want these people who proposed or passed this bill to come and explain how will it work. Because as for me, I know corruption, it's a cause in Kenya. Corruption is a cause offered in Kenya. Because I was listening to an interview of Mheshimiwa Babu Owino akiwa pale katika redio, na there is this question that this host asked Babu Owino, do you think Governor Sakaja is doing his work well? But the responses from Babu Owino ilikuwa very clear that Sakaja is doing nothing. Actually, this is ukiangalia place yenye Metropolitan iliachia Nairobi na place Sakaja amefikia saa hii, then this means that Nairobi is really going astray in terms of cleanliness. Na pia akawagusia ile masuala ya tap to eat, hii food, hii shule ya hii mambo ya chakula, feeding program. You see, Sakaja asked Babu Owino asked a very simple question. Why remove kitchens from school? Why remove kitchens from school instead of funding those kitchens so that our watoto wapate hiyo chakula? Then the second thing is that these 5 shillings that these parents are paying inaenda wapi? So this is the amount of cash that is not audited, and that's why tunaona this bill of this aspect of corruption itakuwa ngumu sana kuhandle. Na pia bado tukiangalia the current just recent the recent demonstrations za Gen Z, ni nini walikuwa naendea kwa street? Ilikuwa 1, poor governance; 2, hakukuwa na transparency na kwa viongozi. So Gen Zs went into the streets to fight for reforms. When they went there, I remember very well, when the bill of 2024, so your bill ya finance bill 2024, Gen Zs walienda pale na walikuwa nasema, their voice was clear: reject, do not amend. But what did His Excellency the President William Samoei Ruto did? Alichoose kufunga masikio yake until hii ikakuwa haiwezi handolika anymore. Then these Gen Zs wali invade parliament, and the worst happened. Blood was shed there. Tuliona these police officers shooting innocent Kenyans, innocent youths, harmless people, when you wameenda pale go speak out their voices. So to me, this aspect of corruption is still a major problem in our country. So if this bill is going to reduce that, then that is good. But what I know is that whether we like it or not, corruption must be there, because these leaders that are there, they are already corrupt. And if corruption still streams in their blood veins and vessels, then what will change? It means even their children, when wamezaliwa, hata mtoto amezaliwa saa hii na wako kwa the same bloodline, they will still be corrupt. So there is no any way corruption will just be brought to an end hivyo tu. So unless these leaders choose to speak the truth, these leaders choose to surrender all public funds that they have been stealing, that's when corruption will come to an end. Also this conflict of interest inaongelea kwanza requiring public officials to declare assets and interest regularly. So you see, when you are a PS and you have been mandated to serve Kenyans, mimi nashindwa mtu a salary yake ni let's say 500,000, but the first 6 months of him or her being in office ameweza kupurchase vitu zenye ziko above that salary. So the question is, will these people really surrender their assets, yeah, publicly? Watakuwa nakubali kufanywa auditing? Will they be able to declare assets and interest regularly? That's, to me, it's a no. Because if we want to do that, we should start with the highest seat in this country. That is the presidential seat. So, Mr. Samuel Ruto, kindly, if you want this thing to work for us, please. Now, today I'm very humble, by the way, because I am looking at it at a very different angle. But when things will start to escalate is when I will face you with this bill that you have signed into law. We are requiring you to declare your assets and interests regularly. What do you really want in Kenya? Why? Mbona unaambiwa do not even finish this one term, just serve half a term then go home? Mbona inakuwa ngumu kwako? What is your interest there? Kindly come out publicly and tell us, and we'll be very happy to hear from you. Na ukifanya hivyo itafuata the channel will follow, and we will end up mpaka huyo chief ama DO ataweza kudeclare ile land ambayo aligrab. Tutajua hii aligrab land ya Kemanike Manogo pale, na mambo inaendelea na kuwa ni sambamba. So the third thing is that setting penalties for violation, including dismissal and fines. You see, when we say setting penalties, let's say someone like the NYS scandal, you will know it, the NYS scandal. So let's say this person ameiba karibu bilioni 10, then you go to court, because that's the system. You go to court, huyu jamaa anafainiwa 10 million. What's that? You ni kama unamwambia 100 shillings, and that will change nothing. So let us highlight very strict rules zenye zinafaa kwa pale. If you are ukiwa umepatikana umevunja sheria fulani, then this and this and this is supposed to be done to you. And dismissal from offices, then that is the best thing, by the way. Let the people recall these leaders. And I'm very happy, because before we reach that 2027, then I believe so many people tutakuwa tumerecall. The formation of IBC, you did a very good thing, Mr. President. Kindly, I salute you on that, because it's time to recall you back and tell us what have you done in these years. If you have done nothing, kindly don't even finish this term, just go home. Smoothly, just go home. So I want us to now analyze it in a political context. So Ruto's government has been facing huge political pressure due to the Gen Z lead protest against corruption, police brutality, and high cost of living. And we have seen above there, you are saying about you talked about corruption. So I do not know how you are going to handle that unless you prove us wrong. Public anger over perceived broken campaign promises. But this person anakuja nakwambia, ushai kata mboga na kisu ya stima? Hujaiona hiyo sasa inaitwa stima, kisu ambayo inakata mboga mara moja na mambo inaisha. So to me, I feel like if there is one person who is a liar, a big liar, fake promise, is one Mr. William Samoei Ruto. So I do not know how you are going to deal with that. But this uongo thing imekuwa kwa mdomo ya Ruto for long for a very long time. In fact, huyu jamaa hata ni kama alidanganya the first time he was born, alidanganya hata wazazi wake. The cry was very fake. So anyway, let us move on. The ongoing accusation that the government protects corrupt allies. Yes, it's true. Anne Waiguru was amekuwa akiprotectiwa na government all along. Yes, we know, yet we know yeye amekuwa mtu amekuwa alikuwa amehusika na corruption scandal ya NYS, si ndio? Then we saw the issue of MaDVD. Was it MaDVD or was it Wetangula? MaDVD, not Wetangula, MaDVD. The issue of Lang'ata Cemetery imekuwa pale, but ilikuja ikasafishwa, wakakuwa weupe kama malaika ambao ndio wamezaliwa leo. So this issue of government protecting these corrupt leaders is a very huge problem to us as Kenyans. Please, Mr. William Samoei Ruto, even if it's your personal assistant, even if it's your child, kindly let us recall them and send them home if they have not served this country to their best interest. Then, as I wind up, we want signing these bills now may be a political strategy to, one, show responsiveness to public demand, two, repair the government image ahead of 2027 elections, undercut opposition's narrative that Ruto is anti-poor and soft on corruption. So it's true. Like you see, right now, if you are speaking a different mind with the ruling party, then under this rule of conflict of interest, then inamaanisha that this rule is going to be used against you. So if you speak ill of William Samoei Ruto and is the one who is ruling this country, it equally means that you are creating a very big problem to yourself. Because at the end of the day, he can just order, like, go and scrutinize Mr. Flani, and this person will be scrutinized accordingly. And believe you me, you will not escape it, because these bills zimewekwa pale kuweza kuchunga na kufinya wale viongozi ambao wanaibuka kuweza kupinga serikali. So one, if this William Samoei Ruto is going to if William Samoei Ruto is going to set records straight this time around, we ask you to start from your own chair. So I want us to highlight these bills quickly as we move on. One, the EACC will be the principal agency charged with implementing and supervising compliance in line with its constitutional mandate under Article 79 of Kenyan Constitution. At its core, the bill seeks to ensure that public officers do not use their position for personal gain or to give undue advantages to others. Two, it also bears them from acquiring interest in companies that have contracts with their reporting institution. Three, public officers will be required to recuse themselves from decisions where they have a personal interest and must declare their incomes, assets, and liabilities, including those of their spouses and dependent children. Social Protection Bill 2025, meanwhile, seeks to establish a more inclusive, right-based and lifelong safety net for vulnerable citizens. The bill, also sponsored by Ichung'wah, creates an contributory social protection framework, meaning beneficiaries will receive support without having to pay. That's a good thing. It proposes a life cycle approach where social protection is tailored to different stages of an individual's development from childhood through old age. The bill established a National Board of Social Protection, which will be chaired by a presidential appointee and include a respective from the government departments, countries, and civil societies. So, guys, if this bill is this good or this bad, then I believe that we have a key role as a Kenyan citizen. We have the mandate to declare if this bill that has been signed ni mzuri ama ni mbaya. 2, I want to promise Mr. William Samoei Ruto, please, if umefanya vizuri sana kutuletea hii bill, if we use it against you, please do not, usitupige risasi ya mguu tafadhali, because we are just exercising whatever you have brought to us. We do not ask you to sign these things, you signed it yourself. So when we use it against you, please usiamuru maskari watupige risasi ya mguu, unaona, kindly. So to all Kenyans who are viewing this video right now, I want to assure you that as the spirit of unity yenye ili rise in the year 2024 June 25th, kindly let this spirit not go in vain. How those fallen soldiers, let them rest wherever place yote yenye wako, wacha wa rest wakijua they change this country, and we are going to change this country no matter what. Thank you so much, till next time, goodbye. Oh yeah.
Lala kitabu news. Mimi nimezima.
Oh yeah.
Wende wale wanalokongo sikizangi news. Ndio news umezima.
26.